How about now? How about now, guys? Can you hear me? So sorry about that. Um, how about now, guys? This are just you guys just like, nope, can't hear you. Okay, we're all good now. We're all good. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Holy shit, 23 people. Um, Hello to every single one of you that have come in to say hello. Sabrina, Anthony, how are you? Michael, how are you? Admiral. Hey, Admiral. Kind of for Twitch right now, it's not like really the greatest. I get a lot more people on here with YouTube, a lot easier to pick up on, random people who come across stuff, especially in the American market for things. But most likely, if we do pre and post match lives, I can go live on Twitch for you if you prefer to do that. This is also just easier for a lot of people. Because almost everybody has YouTube. You could go across so many different places for that. Now as good as a night. That's great. Yeah, Nicola, I agree with that. I like Twitch a lot. It's a great platform for certain things, but as of right now, yeah. So now that I have everything tweeted out, which is just a lot of fun, I do have to get one more retweet in. Again, I apologize. I'm trying to read his comments as fast as possible. Zion, how are you, man? Appreciate all your comments on the video. Sempre Milan over here, everything that you do. I appreciate your support. I appreciate everybody's support with this. Again, if you guys haven't already, please like this current live video, because if you do that, that helps push everything more, and we'll get more people in here to discuss this deal and get that across as many people as we possibly can. I'm really bad at like setting up pre-stream because I'm not traditionally a streamer like that. I do too many pre-recording things in order to kind of get that right. But if you haven't already, please like it. And then we'll just get into everything right now. So yeah. Oh, of course. And guys, I just like to say it is very as close to possible top floor as we can. I'm gonna get into all that in a second. And we'll get into the talks of the stuff. There's also some exclusive news coming from Nicolo Schira regarding Milan and a player's extension. So I'll get into what player that is real quick. It looks like we went out of focus for a little second. There we go. But I'm going to cover that. I will try and cover as much as I can right now. We'll just get this lower third up because it looks like the main news at this point in time is that Taremi is going to be the marquee summer signing at the end of the window that, pushes Milan over this hump of, goal scoring, where you have some of these question marks regarding Olivier Giroud, and then obviously Noah Okafor, not a prolific goal scorer, and then also at the same time, not, a true nine. He's more of a hybrid type player, like we've discussed. Center forward, left wing, can play kind of all over the pitch, even on the right side as well. Whereas Taremi is more closer to goal, can bag you a ton. We'll get into some of those details real quick. But yeah, let's go with all the top recent reports. So you guys know how I like to do things. I try and go through most of the reliable Italian reporters. So we go through Schira, Antonio Vitiello from Milan, specifically Gianluca Di Marzio. Fabrizio Romano is also someone there. There's been also Porto sources as well that thought that this deal would not go through, but all the most recent concrete offers that we have seen and supposedly supposed to be accepted is in the vicinity of 15 million euros. Bonuses can range up to the 18 area, but there isn't anything where the base is at 20 million, like we've all read and heard about Taremi and Porto and what they demanded. Taremi wants to come here, the rumor, so we'll pull it up, guys, right now. If you guys want me to get into some of these details real quick, I can, but I just wanted to talk about the overall signing itself as well, so we can go and get into some of the details. Because I think Schira is the main person that I've seen as to where the length of the contract is, how much he's getting paid, and all that juicy stuff. So we'll go and pull up Nicolo Schira real quick. I know some people are off on him. I'm kind of one person to kind of respect him more so or not. Okay, we can't see as well there, so we'll do that. Okay, no problem, Sabrina. I got you. Again, I have to get you on very soon for that. I'm having family over for the Roma match, so I won't be able to go live, guys, by the way. So that's just a future reference with this. So anyways, Skira, as we could see, Milan and Porto coming to the agreement with 15 million plus bonuses, if you can't see in the middle right there. Contract only until 2026. Taremi is just 31 years of age. So in my opinion, the way this Taremi deal will be going down will be he's going to be the replacement for Giroud in the short long term. So basically, the next 2 to 3 years, we know Giroud's contract expires this coming summer, not in 2023 because they extended him 1 year earlier this season. So we're still going to have Giroud obviously for this season, but next season we now have a solidified Taremi and at least no Okafor. We'll see what happens with Lorenzo Colombo at Monza this season because that looks like that one is also going to get over the line because this deal is happening. Again, 15 million plus bonuses. We know Taremi had 1 year left on his deal, but if we look around the entire landscape of the sport right now, there are certain players that are going for astronomical fees, in my opinion, that don't chat to Taremi in terms of production. And production is something I wanted to get into really quick. As we can see, Taremi had 31 goals in all competitions last season. Whether you value the Portuguese league or not, I still think it's one of the best leagues, if not the best one, outside of the top six. I know everyone likes to talk about Holland and those leagues too, and I totally respect that. They produce a lot of talent, but the top teams in Portugal always consistently do well, and we saw it again. So child space, really quick. So I just want to clarify it one more time for people that are joining. As you could see within the title of the video, since it is not official yet, we can't say Taremi is coming, even though I did say that in the thumbnail. But it's as close to done as you could imagine. Almost every single person is pretty much reporting that Porto is going to be accepting this. Even some reports out of Portugal itself were actually being reported. So again, appreciate all of that. So again, I think what the key part is with Taremi joining, right? You get a reliable goal scorer, someone who scores consistently more often than Giroud, and obviously that age gap is a big difference. Taremi obviously can move around a lot better than what Giroud can do. But the huge part about this, and I've said this on the Sempre Milan podcast, I've said this here with Sant'Angelo as well, when I was saying that I think it was after the Bologna game. I said it, and I know some people were watching the live. I said I thought they would come back in for Taremi. This is exactly what happened. Giroud gets more breaks throughout the rest of the season. So a fresh Giroud is a great Giroud. So whether it's Coppa Italia, Champions League, or even in Serie A alone, to have him off the bench, to have him start matches against certain teams is such a massive boost in general because he's already gotten off to the top production at the start of this season. He doesn't have to worry about a World Cup in the middle of the season in which he is still playing so many matches. And then we have to see him get tired towards the end of the season where Milan's making a run into the Champions League semifinal. Coppa Italia was an absolute disaster. So we don't really discuss that. Hey, 69 people in here, by the way. I might be immature, but like it up then just for good luck. But yeah, child space. So that's as bad of a close to a deal as we could say or confirm at this point in time. So with that, I also want to go really quickly to a statistic in comparison. I tweeted this out, and of course it was met with a lot of people not understanding it, or not a lot of people. There was just a couple of people that misinterpreted the tweet, but here it is. Just to put into context, obviously the Portuguese league is not as strong as Serie A, but here is the key part. 31 goals in all competitions last season. And the two names that we were linked with all summer prior to Maldini's sacking and after his sacking were Marcus Thuram and Marko Arnautovic. Arnautovic, obviously someone that cooled off massively the second Maldini got sacked, but we were still interested in Marcus Thuram earlier in the window. He's getting paid more in wages than Taremi is. Taremi's going to have 3+1 in bonuses. So probably something involving the Champions League, maybe even the Scudetto. And how far we go into the Champions League or Champions League qualification, how many goals he scores. The details haven't been revealed just yet, obviously, with that. But again, 26 goals combined for those two players in all competitions, with Thuram playing in Bundesliga. Arnautovic was obviously on Bologna, but he's a little bit older. But again, if you combine two players, they don't have the same level of production. And then again, if we go over here as well with assists are a little bit odd, I would say, on transfer market. And here's the reason why. Because if you go to the official Serie A website, it doesn't say that Rafael Leao has 2 assists so far this season. It will say that he has 1, but on transfer market, they kind of value and weigh assists differently. Like, I think that they will count something as an assist if somebody has a creative play, right? Like Rafael Leao sent in that cross. I don't know if it was either for well, it was both penalties that he was involved in, but there was one penalty, for instance, when he got tackled, that he was laying it off, and then it went for the VAR review for the 4th goal, and then there was Juan Giorno's handball, I believe. So they counted one of those 2 as an assist. So I think that was sort of why it's weighed weird. But anyways, the point was this: Taremi had 14 assists in all competitions according to Transfer Market. Thuram and Arnautovic had 8 combined. And Thuram's kind of known as a little bit better distributor than he is of a goal scorer. He's only scored 10 goals or more twice in his career in Bundesliga. So 10 in his first season and then 13 just last year. So again, it's kind of hard to weigh and gauge that. I think they're both fine players for Inter. I think they're going to be well for Inter. But in comparison to Milan and what they were potentially bringing in, would you rather have Arnautovic, Thuram, and Giroud, or you rather have Okafor, Taremi, and Giroud? Okafor, Taremi, and Giroud is far better. Far better. I don't care what people tell me. Maybe Thuram and Arnautovic with Inter's formation playing off of Lautaro Martinez is good, but in my personal opinion, I can't rock with that. I think that Okafor brings so much more. I think Taremi is a more prolific scorer than both players. And then Okafor's versatility and the overall allowance of Giroud getting that rest. Like, you could say Arnautovic, out of all those players, is arguably the worst. He would probably be 6th on that list. I'd probably put Noah Okafor 5, even though he does have some experience. I would also say that Thuram is a little bit higher up, but Giroud is better than, like, there's an argument that he's a better goal scorer than Thuram and Arnautovic, but I would say definitely Arnautovic. So for me, I just think it's a much better deal for Milan in general to have that squad together. So really quick, I will pull up what the other news was from Nicola Scudetto. I just need to make timestamps, guys. So I see the comments coming in. I just like to make stamps so I can get clips in. So whenever I look down, I get some comments like that. Hey guys, what's going on? Guys, follow the Porto podcast in English. Good friend Rui does the podcast there. He's a huge Porto fan as well as a Milan fan. So you're not going to get a better perspective on a player than what Rui and them will give you. So be sure to check out their channel. Be sure to check out the podcast if you want more information on Taremi. I highly suggest you go over there. I am not the greatest when it comes to that, but I do know Taremi more than enough to discuss that. Can't be more immature. Nicola, I can't click on that. Do you guys think that Benacer will goes to Saudi in January? No, because AFCON exists around then, Zachary. Hi Martino, grateful for you. Oh, thanks, Steve. I really appreciate that. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate all the comments you leave on the videos and the likes and everything. Again, guys, like, subscribe, comment if you have not already. It greatly helps me. We have about 78 of you in here, so way more than I expected. I thought I could get 20 of you and I would be happy, but 78 is awesome. I think it'll probably be good by the end of the week, Child Space, or if not soon enough. They just have to submit and get things correct with the league. They're gonna hurry this up as soon as possible. We have Bobega. Listen, Zachary, I get what you're saying. Arnautovic is very volatile personality wise. Oh, look at that. Yeah, no, he's great for Iran. I mean, I thought he did what he could in the World Cup this past year. But listen, when you get to Porto, I don't care what people tell me. It's what I found fascinating and funny, in my opinion, is how people, Serie A fans specifically, look at the Portuguese league the way Prem heads look at Serie A, which is they look at it as a step below and they don't really respect a lot of the talents and players that come out of there. I don't agree with that. So you know what I mean? Like I just think the top half of the Portuguese league is highly respected, has tons of great talent, and they prove it in Europe. And that's all we need to know. I know as a whole, 1 through 20, or however many teams there are in the league, I understand where people have their reservations about the transition from there to Serie A. Would you have any info on Origi leaving? It's not my personal info, guys. So I will say this: Origi has offers. If he's willing to accept them, is a different story. There's Burnley coming into the mix. Sheffield United has apparently rescinded their offer. It has also been reported that Origi prefers to stay in Europe. So that really means you're not going to see someone like a Saudi team come in and pay for him, which is what we all want. We all want that at this point, but it doesn't seem likely. So it could be a loan with an option. I think Torino was involved as well. His wages are so high that it's really difficult to see another team try and pick that up. But again, we'll hold out hope. We'll see what happens. Michael, thank you so much for the comment. Subscribe, stick around. Oh, Forza Juve, great. Thank you, Reno. No, I appreciate it. Best of luck to Juve this season in terms of, I don't know, not getting relegated. I got to be honest. I can't give you that many well wishes. It's no disrespect to your club. It's just, I'm not going to do that. As a fan, this is not me speaking from my professional perspective at the Athletic. He doesn't bag 20 goals a season. And this has kind of been something I've also said for a longer period of time. When you have players in your side, you can get goals from totally different areas and angles, right? So like you can get goals from Rafa scored 15 open play goals last season. You could also get goals from your right wing, your number 10. We've already seen Christian Pulisic do that. That's where modern football is headed. We saw Liverpool have tons of success with that. But here's the thing. If you can get the closest thing to guaranteed 20 goals, Taremi is that guy. And that's what Milan have needed. They've severely missed that for years. I honestly, I'm personally saying this right now, 18th minute, that Taremi is the best and most prolific striker signing we've had since Zlatan Ibrahimovic back in the early 2010s. I think this is a better signing than Carlos Bacca. Higuain was at the tail end of his career. He was absolutely abysmal with that deal. Taremi, age, recent production in the Champions League, in the Portuguese league, this isn't a better player that they've signed. Again, and also, guys, mind you this, do not forget that Lucas Biglia cost more money with 1 year left on his deal than Taremi just did. And that was 6 summers ago. That's how good this deal is, in my opinion. That's how strong it is. We're talking about 6 years ago for a 30-something-year-old injury-prone central midfielder. I know Fasobelli is like an aberration, right? Oh God, Aziz. Yeah, I mean, shout out to Gianluca Lapadula. Yes, yeah, I've heard there are some political issues as well. I'm not going to pretend to sit here and act like I'm a political expert with anything. I'm not going to comment further on that, but I will say this. I do think some people are hypocrites in the sense of caring about what someone's values are off the pitch, but yet have also supported a club that had an owner in Silvio Berlusconi. So we don't condone what Berlusconi has done in his past or when he was still alive. It's not something that I want to get into, and that's not something I will. And correct in the box podcast, the salary was insane, but also that was at 18 minutes. So you guys got to forgive me, and I got to get another clip down for that. And I think that said, did I say 12 minutes? Guys, when did I say that was the best striker we've signed in a while? Was that just now or was that before? My head is in so many places. Yes, Charles. And this too. He's totally been around in that like number 10 area spot. And this is a great point, Child Space. Thank you for bringing this up. I think this is a fantastic point. There's been times in which Taremi has played as a number 10, been more of a facilitator, excuse me. So again, that's what makes this all so exciting at the same time. Now, everybody just comment if you're ready for some of the other news. You probably saw it by now. You don't want to wait for me to say it on the stream, but I could go and pull it up really quick if you're interested in the other news and information that has been coming out regarding the other moves. So I will get into that, and I can pull it up right now if we choose to do so. If you guys still want to talk on Taremi a little bit, which we still will over the course of time, just let me know, and we'll do that. Uh, because this one is pretty telling. Because there's been a lot revolving around him and the discussions about him in general as a player, and that is Rade Krunich. So Krunich, as we know, has been the player that is stepping up as the regista in this 4-3-3 formation that we've started out with to begin the year. And Krunich is someone that has gotten interest from a couple of spots in Europe. And those spots would be Lyon with France, and then Fenerbahce in Turkey. And Fenerbahce are a club that don't really have that much money. They don't pay too much with fees. So yeah. Okay, Sabrina, you get to choose the topic. So Krunich is renewing, guys. So that's the news. Krunich is supposedly renewing. This is according to Nicola Skira. Pulled it up right now. So he's getting close to extending his contract with Milan until 2026. So with that, that means he's getting an increase in salary to 2.2 million net per year. So everything reported salary-wise in Italy is how much the player makes. So congratulations to Rade Krunich. I'll put it this way. Selling Rade Krunich on August 30th when your best midfielder, still, we'll just go off of reputation, Benacer, is out till February with AFCON and an injury. You only have him. And as I mentioned, Yassine Adli is someone that has been referred to as an option, as a rotational piece to fill in that regista spot behind him, despite Adli having better attributes as a Matsala, but that's a different story, neither here nor there. Milan aren't going to be able to find a replacement, in my opinion. I also don't think that they're going to have Pioli sell one of his best guys this late in the window. I think it's better for Rade Krunic in general. I know he has his weaknesses. I think he is okay. He's a very good fourth midfielder for a team, or a fifth midfielder, depending on what you line up with. Why I was saying four, because we usually have a two-man midfield with a double pivot in recent years. It's not really the same comparison when we're talking about, a three-man midfield. Then he would be like fourth or fifth. But the point remains in this is that Rade Krunic as a bench and rotational piece for Milan, fantastic. Fantastic. It's hard to hate that. It's just that when he's playing Regista week in, week out, and Milan have ambitions for a Scudetto and are playing in the Champions League, do you trust him like that every single game? My answer is no. But at the same time, Yassine Adli is going to be that main backup. I'll say this, and I said it on the Sempre Milan podcast. I still think he would slot Tijani Reinders in that central position, or Musa, before he does Adli. Could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope everybody knows that we're all wrong with that, and we don't want that to be the case. But that's that. We're getting a bunch more people in here, by the way, so we're up to 92 overall, guys. If you have just stumbled upon the YouTube channel, please stay, subscribe, like, comment. Heavy on the Milan stuff. Pre-post-match stuff, we do everything with Matt Santangelo, trying to get on the audio platform. I truly can't figure out how to get on Anchor just yet, so I truly apologize to all those who are having an easier time listening to everything on the audio side of stuff. I will try and get that as soon as possible. So I truly apologize. I know it kind of seems hard to take me for my word with this stuff, because I've said this is coming for the longest time. You probably trust me as much as Galliani in the transfer market, because you just can't take me for my word. But I promise you will see it eventually. Yes. See, Aziz, we agree with that. Yeah, exactly, Zachary. 100% agree with this. 13 million in July, when you have plenty of time for a replacement. Also, one of the names on the list, Nicolas Dominguez of Bologna, who we just played against on the first match day, is off to Nottingham Forest. So that's not really a player that Milan can even go for at this point. I know, and as everybody knows, Moncada and the rest of the scouting department have lists of players that we probably don't know about. So yeah. Yes. So Colombo, in the corresponding move with Taremi coming, is going to Monza. Adriano Galliani loves him. So shout out to Zio Fester for that. I think it's a great spot for Colombo. It's a step up from Lecce, in my opinion. Monza is one of the better mid-table sides within the league. He had some production, had a huge... I'll say this. Colombo's mentality is great. I don't think he's that prolific of a goal scorer, but his work rate's great. He scores bangers all the time. And I have to say, and this is a mental side of things. I could be reading into it too much. But when you see a player like Lorenzo Colombo, so young, so raw as a player, step up for Lecce, staring relegation in the face and bagging that goal to keep them up in Serie A, that's a dude right there. That's someone that's going to be a regular Serie A player. Whether it's at the heights of Milan remains to be seen. But I think right there, confidence-wise, that's everything that you need to see in a player. We'll see. Not the greatest and most creative offensive type of team in Monza. Carlos Augusto as well, that went to Inter, was one of their better creators on the left. So we'll see what happens. Pessina is still there. Again, that's the funny thing, guys. We were supposed to get 50% of Pessina's sale from Atalanta to Monza. So, yeah. Redondo just signed with Sporting. I believe he went to the Portuguese league. So that's it. Or if he didn't, or that might have been Fresneda. Because that could have been that. So Zion, don't quote me on it, guys. Yes, Jonathan David's one that always gets popped up. So the price is expensive. I will say this again as well. So mark it down for your future reference. Milan are going to be scooping in the marquee guy that they sign next summer is also going to be a young striker. I totally believe that. There's so many reasons for that. And the one being Giroud leaves. Taremi still on a short-term deal with the club. No, Okafor isn't a true 9. Get someone for the long term. Ekatike was obviously someone that they were interested in. So Balotore. Wait, actually, we'll go in order here. I'm sorry. Omar, do you think we should judge Milan performance after the next 2 big matches? It's really difficult. I think the 11 that they have in place is competitive enough for these next 2, especially against Roma. If Dybala can't be there, Zaluski can't be there because he's injured. I believe Mourinho is still suspended. We're going to do a pre-recorded pre-match preview of Milan-Roma tomorrow with Wayne Gerard. So myself, Matt Santangelo, and Wayne will be discussing that match further in depth. So be on the lookout for that. Does Colombo have a role in the future? Like we were just saying, Zachary, it really just depends on how he plays at Monza. That's kind of what the reports have been saying from Italy. I would be worried about Teo's backup. Here's the thing. Bartesaghi has been tabbed as that backup that they like, and that's what's been reported with Vitiello. Didn't really get called up. And Zion, I saw you mention this, but I just wanted to say what I want and expect from someone from the left back position to get called up if he's the backup. Because him playing against Monza's Primavera team isn't helpful for him to reach that next level and be ready for first team minutes. Maybe he just wanted to get him minutes and legs. It was a blowout, though. So a blowout against Torino is like the perfect time to debut a kid. He went with Florenzi inverted. We know they have options at right back as Florenzi, Kalulu, and then obviously Davide Calabria as well. But then we saw them use him inverted. Kalulu's been used as an inverted left back. Same thing for Florenzi as well. And then even Calabria. When Calabria came up, he was actually someone that was playing on the left. I don't know if people remember that, but poor guy. Let's see. Yes, Anthony, tomorrow morning is the Champions League draw, guys. So tomorrow morning, be on the lookout for that. We'll find out who Milan have in their group. I might go live for that. If you guys prefer that, I could go live in the morning. We could talk about that, and everybody can get their reactions in. As far as the other stuff, if I don't go live in the morning, just wait for myself and Santangelo to react to that. I have to see his schedule. So right now we're going to do a pre-recording on that. I'm going to have another guest, by the way, so be on the lookout for that. If you're into the betting side of stuff, we're going to do a little small betting preview of Roma and Milan. I understand if that's not kind of your stuff. If you have moral issues with betting, no problem at all, guys. There's plenty of other content I have on the page. So here we go. I think somebody mentioned something. Okay, sorry, Child Space. Want to get to this. Pellegrino going to do this season? I don't know, man. I'd be lying to you if I did. I'd be happy if he got some minutes to further develop himself as a player. I think there's minutes to be had at the center back position. Simon Kjaer, I wish it didn't have to go like this, but coming off an ACL injury at that age is very, very, very difficult. And in the match fitness, it's hard to kind of get those minutes. And to start over somebody that Pioli trusts, same thing with Kalulu. He's fifth in the pecking order. Whether or not we develop and see him like there is a different story. Luca Romero, David brings this up. Great point. Luca Romero, listen, staying with the first team, maybe he gets some minutes from time to time. He's third in the pecking order on the right wing behind Chukwueze and Christian Pulisic. So again, that's a little difficult to go off of. Do you think we can get more for Krunich? If yes, how much? No, I don't think we can get more than the 12 to 13 offered, brother. I'm going to be straight up with you. I don't think so. So let's get back to the Taremi stuff since we've had some people in here real quick. Because I saw someone bring up a question about if Taremi is going to be capable of starting immediately. So here's my thing. He's clearly not going to be here or ready or starting in time for Friday against Roma. So cross him off for that. Then we have an international break and then the derby right after. So after the international break, I think you still keep the same starting 11. I think you roll into that in that match against Inter. I think that one's going to be really difficult. I think Inter are going to take advantage of our central areas where they're very strong in with that midfield. I know this is a couple weeks away. We'll see how it goes, but I think that's a poor matchup again. Inter just has our number, and that's the very frustrating thing because we do very well against almost every other squad within the league. Inter in the league in the past couple of years has been better, especially when Inzaghi took over, but it's Supercopa, it's Champions League, it's also losing in the league. It's very frustrating. I mean, yeah, if this was a thing, but it's not going to be a thing. Zachary, I agree with this. It's a strong possibility. Okay, so Omar's in here. We're just going to refresh and restart a little bit. So I'll pull up Nicolo Schira's tweet regarding it one more time for everybody. So real quick. Where the hell did we go? Trying to find it. I apologize. Okay, so pull it up right now. So again, Nicolo Schira saying this contract until 2026, 3 million plus 1 in bonuses for his wages, 15 million plus bonuses has expected to be accepted by Porto. That was a tongue twister, and I did pretty well. So that on the back. So yeah, Omar. Taremi coming in with that. We'll see what happens. Obviously, bureaucratic stuff always goes down. So again, for me, I think it would be great to get Taremi in as soon as possible. I don't expect anything this Friday. Lukaku just landed today for Roma, by the way. He's undergoing his medicals. Dybala was not training today, by the way, as well. So any expectations for Roma? If we see Lukaku, I bet he comes off the bench at this point. I don't think he's going to be tipped to start. But they're gonna have to give him. They might rush him and thrust him in there. Didn't really play in preseason, so I'm not sure how fit he would be. They're gonna go into an international break, maybe just boost his conditioning over the course of that break. We'll see, but I do at this point kind of expect him to get minutes. If they announce him today, that's big for Roma. I know it sounds so ridiculous. I'm hoping they push it back till tomorrow. I truly do, just because it's just like, oh, one less time. Roma is a wounded animal mode, but we're not backing down. I don't think we're scared of them. I think we know we have a new mentality, fresher squad here, so it's not kind of the same thing. I get what you're saying, though, and they've had trouble beating us in recent years, so good luck to Roma. Who you hoping we get in this CL draw? This is a great question, Admiral. I'm kind of one of those people that doesn't care who we get. Because in my opinion, in competitions like, hey, we're over 100 people right now. Sorry, that's ADD to the core. I just want to say thank you guys so much. It's really incredible. I've had a little difficulty getting full-time work, so I've had more time on my hands to do this type of stuff. So I'm happy there's at least people here supporting me with that and supporting Matt. And then if you guys just enjoyed in general, I really just it's a lot of fun for me to discuss this stuff. I haven't had water in 36 minutes, so that's what my capability. You know, I mean, they have like water breaks 20 minutes into Serie A matches because this is the same exact thing as that. But again, I truly appreciate all 106 of you that are tuning in right now. So please like, comment, subscribe. I'll say it one more fucking time. So again, Newcastle, yeah, listen, I don't care. I'm not one of those people. So back to that point was this is I don't personally think or believe that um, you know, it matters because if you're going to win the Champions League and you want to win that competition, you have to beat the best to be the best. Would I want an easy group? Yes, because I want that guarantee of getting to the knockout stages. It's a lot of money, and that would be huge for this club. Making it right now is good enough. I believe we are in pot 3, so we're going to see what happens with that. Great question, Jason B. I'll get that in a second. Playing United would be fun, yes, because we're better than him. Better than him. Nicola just constantly doing the Pobega height. That's hysterical. Okay, so yeah, we'll do this question real quick. Yes, absolutely compete for the title. I think they were just on the outside looking with a Napoli and Inter. Right now, I think they're in that conversation with them. Offensively. Defensively, I have too many questions. I do. And I know Napoli isn't perfect. I know Inter isn't perfect. Even though that Pavard deal, right center back and a back 3 is great. I think that's really going to work out well for them. Sucks to say, especially when he was wearing the 3rd kit from last season of Milan. So that was is a pretty crazy. He was wearing a Teo one. So yeah, I think we can absolutely push for the title with this. This is guaranteed goal scoring. This club, okay, if we want to give Juve their points back, and nobody here wants to except our one good friend who hopped in here. I'm drawing a blank on his name already. Where is he? I gotta just calcio with Reno Z. I mean, no disrespect, brother, but even if we gave Juve all their points back, they finished like 1 or 2 points above us. So that's with missing Magnan for the majority of the season, having a 36-year-old Olivier Giroud, Alexis Salamakers, who just gets 2 goals per season in Serie A. Yeah, man, that they just barely would have missed out. But they did make in the top 4, and they did beat a good amount of teams, and they did make the Champions League semifinal. All this has been revitalized, rejuvenated. This attack is the best and deepest attack that Milan have had in over 10 years. And with Taremi there, I don't want to say certain things, but people might get upset at it. And I think it's still true. Like Zlatan, Pato, Robinho, Cassano, and even Ronaldinho for half the season in 2010, 2011 when they won the Scudetto. Super talented, maybe not as great looking back on it, but okay, this is what we'll do. 1 second, Child Space is saying something. I haven't seen official yet, but anyways, I will say this. Talk about all those negatives. Milan were right there, but they added Chukwueze, Pulisic. They added Noah Okafor, Reinders, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and now Taremi. And I know there's more players to be added in there. There's the Pellegrinos of the world. But do we understand right now how much of an improvement that is up front? How much more of a threat they are? It's hard to replicate. That's hard to top that. It's clearly the best one since the Berlusconi era. I don't think there's any argument at this point. Look at the hot start they got off to. Mind you, Bologna, Torino last season, 2 of the more solidified and tough defensive sides within Serie A. Milan scored 6 goals within 2 matches. Okay? And could have done more. Do I think it's better than Napoli? I don't think there's a combo better than Kvara and Osimhen in Serie A. I don't think that. But as a whole with a core, we'll see how Lindstrom does for them. That's a big signing for them towards the end of the window. There were reports that Lozano was moving to PSG for 15 million, but Di Marzio was saying that has not been agreed upon yet. So we're waiting to see. So again, so yeah. Because of where we placed in Serie A, Aziz. And then the overall coefficient of where we've been. over the past 10 years or so. It factors in how well you've done in UEFA competitions in recent years. So Milan are 4th place, semifinal. So it was no Europe, 4th place in the group, and then semifinal of the Champions League. Okay, so Child Space, you said Di Stefano from Sky Sports says this. As a whole, Aziz, it's not even close. I just meant up front. That's all. Given the depth, do you think we should play Copa games with a rotated squad? Yes, absolutely. That's also what we did. That's how Torino smacked us. Arsenal popped 2 because they are in the highest coefficient league in the world. They finished 2nd, and they were pretty good in Europe recently, even though it's Europa League. That is why I believe they're there. Is it reliable, Di Stefano? Di Stefano is a pretty reliable reporter, but that is not the guy you want to go off of with Sky Sport. That's Di Marzio. 130 people. Holy. According to Sempre Milan. Oh, well, I work there, so thank you for telling us what happened with that. Good on me. Good job, buddy. Again, if you guys have, 1 second. Yeah, right. It would be really great, guys, and really funny that I've thought of, and this is just a side thing, so we'll make it a little bit more chillax as a stream. What I personally thought of is that would be great, in my opinion. Ready? Is this creating a number where people could leave messages and give their comments about Milan, but it's like on a number and I play the audio. It's kind of like Spaces in a way, but I just don't know what is going to be set. Well, I probably have to screen them because I don't want anyone saying anything insane. But yeah. Let's see. Jinxera. Eventually Taremi. For sure. I don't care. Give me another club, dude. We're gonna have to play a tough team. Like it's just gonna happen. We just want to be the better one. So yeah. Oh, Bonetti is on the call for his first Serie A match this season. So shout out to Matteo Bonetti. We'll just give this here. Formerly known as the Milan guy. Now the Calcio, was the Calcio guy. Now he's just Bonetti. Matteo is great at what he does. He calls the matches for Serie A on Paramount Plus, which carries the league in the United States. So he's on the call for this. So be sure to tune in with him. There's Marco there. Aaron West is great as well. Poppy Miller. Shout out to Poppy saying that Christian Pulisic is going to be Capocannoniere. That would be incredible to see. It was a very funny prediction by her. No, Aziz, punt the Europa League in the Atlantic. Taremi this season, how many goals do we expect from him? Man, a lot of questions. Give me 10, 50, at least 10. At least 10. It really depends on how Pioli rotates. It's very difficult. September 1st is the true test for the side. I don't think so. I think the first true test, I mean, it's a test against Roma. Don't get me wrong. I don't disrespect them. I just think the bigger test is against Inter. Roma's going to be a bitch at home against anybody anyways. I don't know. I think with the Chukwueze thing, it's a very interesting and fascinating question brought up by 7718 Bill here. Chukwueze has to still assimilate with the squad. Pulisic has been there since the beginning of the summer, basically. So he's been able to assimilate with the squad, build up that chemistry, and has looked good and produced and is staying healthy. So he deserves that spot until Chukwueze takes it away from him. I'm sure they'll rotate. There'll be matches when Chukwueze will start for Milan, and it will be a big boost. But as of right now, I do envision Pulisic still starting. Marcus, because nobody's officially confirmed it yet. That's kind of what I was getting at. If you just joined late, I'm just going to bring that up. Taremi, as you could see by the lower third graphic right here of Milan. Well, Milan signing Taremi, is with a question mark. It's as close as possible to being done, guys. So again, reiterating that, as close as possible to being done. I don't agree with this. I'll get to the other comments that I saw. I don't agree with this. I think Roma depends what Fiorentina does with Amrabat. I think there's a strong possibility they finish below them. I think Roma has the potential to finish 8th. I don't understand why people want to put them 4th. Lukaku has to be this incredible player getting production and creativity from other players within the squad. Roma don't really have that, and they're not guaranteed to stay healthy. And then the way they play is still not great football. Not having Mourinho on the touchline is obviously something that is worrisome for them, because that is it's interesting to kind of say man manager. I think him and Ancelotti are clearly the best of the 21st century. You'd even go Sir Alex Ferguson at that point too, but Sir Alex is in a class of his own with like Pep and all that. And I'm not saying these guys aren't in that class, but in terms of man management and how to handle personalities and the press, Mourinho and Ancelotti are 1 and 1A with that, in my opinion. I think their ability to get a lot out of certain play, and again, Sir Alex is exactly like this. They have the ability to get a lot out of certain players, and when you have the ability to do that, that basically means that you could elevate so many others. Unfortunately, in my opinion, with a guy like Mourinho, and it's funny that we're talking about Porto right now too, I think his tactics in modern football and the way he likes to play is outdated in that sense. But the way he handles and manages players and gets them to play up above their level is still A plus. I still think he's incredible in that sense. He still got Roma to win a trophy. He got them to 2 European finals. The only failure, objectively, that we could say is their transfer market business. And on top of it, their squad's just not that good. They're not very good. I'm sorry. Like, I don't understand. Who is Mazzara, Fabio? Pietro? Right? Is that the guy's name? How are you, by the way, bro? Excited for the Raptors season? I know most aren't. I don't mean to be rude. I haven't seen anyone as super reliable saying that. Again, I'm not saying the report's wrong. I'm not saying like this guy stinks or that guy stinks or whatever. I'm just going off of the most reliable reporters, and they're saying it's close to done. So again, even if he doesn't come, I put it in the title question mark. Okay, wait. So we have it. Well, okay. So we have a couple tweets popping in there. Why is it like this? So Antonio Vitiello. No. I know, Fabio. I know you're not saying he's correct, but I want an answer on the Raptors. Okay, so Antonio Vitiello is now saying this. So I'll just translate it for him. I'm not going to bring it up. Slow down on the Taremi deal just at the final rush before the closing of the deal. The Porto modified some details in the evening. It will take more time. Milan counts on concluding the deal anyway. We continue to work and negotiate. You know, I gotta say, people are really fucking good at wording tweets like that. But yeah, every time we play Roma, it sucks because I have to see the El Shaarawy. And that's a great point. I'll try and get to everything. Raptors are good for 33 wins this season. Trade Siakam as soon as possible. Love talking basketball. Kind of hard to get to point. A lot of people may not know this, and this is just a personal thing. I'm trying not to talk about myself too much, but just I will get to everybody. I am more of an expert in other sports. Like football, like soccer is like third best known sport for me, maybe fourth. I just love it so much because of my family and just the atmosphere of the sport. It's unmatched. It's unparalleled. Yeah, see, that sounds exactly like the same thing. So yeah, I do have El Shaarawy jerseys. I have 2 of them, I believe. I have one from the year that Kaká came back in 2012, 2013, or it could have been 13, 14. And I think it was 13-14. And then again from the 2010-2011 season. Rendodo for next season. Yeah, definitely a name that's popped up. I might have to sneeze, so if I sneeze, I'm going to look away. Mister, what do you think happens to the rotation system? Do you have any concern with No, I have no concern. I think last year and the thing with last year and the performances and the players within the squad, I don't see Pioli trusting them. With this, what excuse does he have? Right? Because if the reports are coming out, Pioli doesn't love the signings that Maldini did. Maldini, Masada, Moncada, and Pioli were not all on the same page. You saw some pushback within the Athletic article with James Horncastle, and he basically was quoted, not James Horncastle quoted saying this, he was saying this in this article, saying that Origi was someone that Moncada did not want whatsoever. And was playing in too limited minutes in order to pay him the amount of money that he had, and he advised against the move. However, Masada and Maldini moved forward with it, and that was one of the many disconnects just last summer between all those guys, and what ultimately led to the friction to Maldini getting sacked. So unfortunately with that is what was said in the article. It's killer, but again, the more you hear come out over the course of time, stuff like this gets leaked. And there were reports at the beginning of the transfer window about this, that Maldini and them did not see eye to eye. And that was a problem. Admiral, yes, successful Jets season means Aaron Rodgers is just healthy. And then we'll see what happens. I'm just grateful to have a quarterback. Do you see Milan winning this UCL in the next 3 to 5 years? If they can keep all these players and get some luck, why not? I think the Champions League is still a little bit wide open. We'll see how Milan does in terms of, their matchups in the knockout stages. I don't think there's a true super European power at this point. There's a bunch of really good, well, I think it's City, but as far as City goes, I think it's kind of wide open. I do think City end up repeating. Spoiler alert for my article with the Athletic betting preview, but I do think City wins this. But however, you get to a final, anything can happen in a final. So I'll say this is we're people who have been watching this club, and if you saw 2005, I don't need to explain any further. I'll just mention the year. I don't even think Madrid is a disaster right now. Everybody's getting hurt, man. I don't think Madrid. Great question. Get back to me next summer. I don't think anyone right now, it's like there would be anybody that I would love. So I apologize with that. 1 second. Such a funny tweet, man. Everybody's like freaking out with that. You hope Saudi Arabia buys Milan. I do see Milan eventually getting flipped in the future when the stadium is built, if and when. I think we'll get a really difficult through the next new CL system next season. I think it'll get more difficult in general. But hey, man, listen. Here's the thing. Bro, put it this way. Okay, just really quick, and then I'll get back to the Champions League point. So this right here, this is no disrespect to Fabrizio Romano or anything that he does. However, he did say, here we go, for Gabriel Vega to go to Napoli. I might be saying his last name wrong. Probably am. But he said, here we go. And then he ends up in Saudi Arabia. I don't really care. He's not the end all be all, is what I'll say. I don't care if he gives me a here we go or he doesn't. He said, here we go. He said, Daichi Kamada still expected to come to Milan. Doesn't come to Milan, despite the Maldini sacking. These reporting in football, soccer is garbage. Just follow the Athletic. That's all I could say. But I go off of one of the more reliable reporters all around. But I go off of, I'll say this. Out of main people, right, for Milan, Antonio Vitiello is my guy. And Vito Angele as well, also my guy. So shout out to Vito. They're both good reporters as well. So shout out to them. Shout out to Antonio Vitiello for liking my Tijani Reinders video. I believe Reinders' brother also liked the video. Hopefully he showed it to Tijani, who's been phenomenal for Milan. Thank you for agreeing, Sabrina. Hope your son brings us great luck for a Scudetto, by the way. Oh no. Jinx Data, God bless you. Only for 10 years. Someone asked about the rating. How would I rate the market? I forget who said that. I have to scroll up. So I'll just say that. Rating the Milan market, if Taremi comes through, so we'll say Griezmann is the GOAT. Of course, Milan are bigger than Inter. There's absolutely no comparison. Just because they won a few more Coppa Italias and have had head-to-head matchup success doesn't mean they're a bigger club overall. We have more fans. We have more Champions League, same amount. Actually, we have more league titles. We don't accept league titles from when we were involved in max fixing and also finishing in third place that year. We don't accept titles like that. We accept titles that we win on the pitch. We don't accept whatever the fuck you want to call that. So Milan are the bigger club. It's not even, I don't even know where this comes from. I think Inter fans just got so much hype because they've been better in recent years, and kudos to you guys, but we still beat you out for this Scudetto more recently than not, so don't really want to hear about it. 8 out of 10 market, one more solid defender than 10 out of 10. I will go 8 out of 10. So when do you think Rafael Leao is going to win the Ballon d'Or? When he can score consistently at the same level of Vinny Jr. and then Milan win the Champions League. It's the only time he'll do it. But yeah. Oh, look, do we have an Interista in here? You're calling me a crybaby? If that's the case, then you probably came to the wrong spot, brother. If anyone's a crybaby, it's probably Inter fans after losing that Champions League final. Did you guys know Nottingham Forest have won more European Champions Cups, Champions League, European Cups? They've won it more than Inter have the past 50 years. So just want to say that's just a fun fact about that. So Inter have won since like 1969. How did what do you mean? How did we not enter it? I'm talking about Inter, Nicola. Inter didn't earn it. Inter finished third. And then they took the title. So they have 19. That's why they have 19. They didn't actually win 19 on the field. Lorky, last 50 years. So going back from 1973 to 2023, Inter have 1, Forest have 2. Ciao, Gaetano. Yeah, Italian American. Oh, sorry, Nicola, got you. Gaetano. Okay, so to argue with, not to argue with Carlos, I am Italian American. My mother was born in Rome. All my grandparents were born in Italy as well. And they migrated over here from Calabria, Napoli, and Sicily, as well as obviously Roma. So that's where everything came from. Most people in my family are Roma fans. There's also a Lazio fan. One of my uncles is a Lazio fan. Well, everybody's a Roma fan, but me and my cousins, we always loved Milan. Since we were young, we always used to watch games on Rai Italia. So within the United States back then, the best place to watch those matches was on Rai Italia. So falling in love with guys like Kaká, Pirlo, Gattuso. Gattuso's also Calabrese, so it's really easy to love him. So yeah, there was just so many different reasons to fall in love with the team and watch and all that, and obviously being a part of the culture. And obviously Milan is such a highly respectable club throughout all of football that, like my family likes Milan, like they respect Milan. And it's just consummate professionals time and time again. Yes, I do think the new stadium project is possible. Just City of Milan just has to stop, all I can say, we have the greatest player alive in Milan. Inter don't have that. Are you talking about Pobega? Good work, Trinidad, representing the Milan Caribbean fan base. Are you Caribbean, Ronnie? From the Caribbean? We're the biggest club in Varja. Listen, Real Madrid is the biggest club in the world until further notice. They have double the CLs that we got. And we have one more than the next two clubs, which is Bayern and Liverpool. I think they both have 6. So yeah, and then Barca still with 5. Yeah. So yeah, we're already coming up on the hour mark here. Got 120. If you just want to get a couple more things in here with Taremi, just to recap really quick in case you have come in. The Taremi deal is not official, but is highly likely that it will be done, and he's already agreed to the personal terms: 3 million euro net plus one in bonuses to go up to 4. Milan obviously had the non-EU spot open up the second that the league started rescinding UK players as non-European players. So Ruben Loftus-Cheek was a non-EU player. Now he is an EU player. That's why the spot opened up and the Taremi deal can go through. So if that happens, Antonio Vitiello, again, just to reiterate with it, he did say there is a slowdown right now. Porto wanted to change a little bit of the details within the deal, but Milan expect to close the deal anyway. So it's just going to take a little bit longer with that. Rock Award. Thank you. I agree. This is a great format for me since I never STFU, which means shut the up. Okay. So that is why I've gone an hour straight talking. I don't think I've taken a break longer than 20, 30 seconds in talking. I don't know if it's impressive or sad. Thank you, Gaetano. We appreciate it. If you guys have not subscribed already or liked or commented on the video, please do so. I know I've asked more times than everybody has asked to sign a defensive midfielder for this club. But again, shout out to guys like Wayne Gerard, Uncle Sharma, Giuseppe Boniani. Sorry, Beppe, if I messed up your last name. He does great with the Juve channel. If you want to watch some of the content there, I know some people probably don't. Uncle Sharma is great for Inter. Serie A Sit Down with Frank Crivello and Richard Carmen. Again, that's another podcast you should go check out. I think the Italian, I got to pull it up for Nima and Carlo Garganiese and John Solano. Just really quick, the Italian football or John Solano's not on the Italian football podcast anymore. I am so sorry about that. I am misinformed. So sorry. I will make that correction. But anyway, Carlo and Nima, both for the Italian football podcast. It's a very good one. I know a lot of people watch and listen to that kind of stuff. So that's really awesome. Rock Award, love you, man. Hope you're doing well. Guys, go subscribe to his YouTube channel as well. I know you kind of started there. One of the nicest people I've ever met. We've met a couple of times in the city. I know we saw each other when Milan won the Scudetto. We lost each other and everybody. So here we go. What do I think about Hazard retiring? Guys, okay? Even if you are a professional footballer, it is not okay to eat fast food and not work out. That's all I have to say on that. Where do you guys see Okafor now? I think we see Okafor coming in as a last-minute change where he could run in behind defenses if Giroud needs a complete break in general. There's so many options. We could switch Pulisic over to the left side when we want Chukwueze or Noah Okafor on the right. Or Pulisic comes out and sits and rests. We could put Noah Okafor on the left when Leao also needs a breather. I think there's so many different scenarios in which Noah Okafor can make his impact this upcoming season with Milan. I do like his upside. There just might be a little bit of issues in terms of assimilating. Yes, Gaetano, I am from New York. I'm Georgian, but I strongly believe Leao is clear Kvara. Kvara is phenomenal. That player, to me, I found it so insulting by fellow Milanisti to kind of like rip him and just devalue what he was doing by saying, oh, he's only played well for a couple months. How do we know? Listen, you watch the sport. It's not to be disrespectful to anybody else, but if you watch the sport, you see that guy play and you think that's just a good run of form, you're sadly mistaken. Already proved it again the second he came on. Great tapping. Oh, geez. Jovan, not your fault. I've repeated it a bunch of times. It's not officially done yet, but it is expected to be done as of latest reports. Just a little bit of a hiccup in the negotiations. Hopefully that's the last time I say it. I'll be on here for another 5 to 10 minutes. To retain so many of you for so long is crazy. I know really talented people that don't get this many people watching and listening. It's just great. It's a lot of fun. This is something that I've always loved to do. But now I could do it more consistently. And I don't have to wear these mega headphones when I'm by myself. You know what's really funny when I did the review? Really not your fault at all. You jump in when you jump in, bro. It's not a problem. It's not your fault. That's why you came here. But yeah, hopefully it gets done. Do I know Sebastiano Sarno? Nope. Am I supposed to? Is this like someone from New York or something, or in stuff? I don't think. Okay, so this thing with the pocketing, it wasn't. I think they played him well. Cavada had his chances. Awful finishing, awful, like abysmal garbage finishing within the Champions League. We take it, we accept it, we love it because we are Milan. But at the same time, I will say this about Cavada: that boy's a dog. I don't care what anyone tells me. You come in your first season into a league like Serie A, new system, new manager, playing with guys you never played with, adapting to a new league, coming from the Georgian league to a top 3 league. Okay? Serie A might be second now. I'm gonna put a second. Anyways, to do that is incredible. But I would say this: Leao being deemed a better player, I think, is something respectable over the course of like a few seasons. He's proved it over a couple of seasons. Kvara dominated in this first season. If Kvara continues to keep doing this, then yeah. No clue, man. Sorry. Well, of course, Joel. I mean, Jinkstead, who cares about next summer yet? I get what you're saying. Maybe not wrong. I just don't want to talk about that stuff. It's not really. I don't know. It's just negative vibes, my guy. Oh, Matteo Moretto. I get what you're saying. Listen, did I turn on my notifications for Moretto? I don't think I did. Or unless you're saying Moretto just tweeted something right now. You're just saying he blew up. Milan Taremi is not 100 yet percent close. There's things to be specified. Oh, he said that at 151 right before it went live. That's, yeah. This isn't saying like the deal's off. I think it's just some people's expectations. I'm sorry. Badir, shout out to Badir because this is the funniest tweet. I'm gonna pull it. This is actually one of the funniest tweets you'll see all day. And if you don't follow Badir, he's been on the channel before. But really quick. So Manchester United, the details of the deal, please go and check it out on The Athletic. James Horncastle is doing that. I work at The Athletic. James is a colleague of mine. Never really talk to each other that much. But anyways, this is the brokest shit I've ever seen in my life, and I'm a Serie A fan. Manchester United's loan offer for Amrabat, €2 million payable in two €1 million installments, but a break clause effective in January would come prior to second installment. And Badir says, this is the brokest shit I've ever seen in my life, and I'm a Serie A fan. Badir is one of a kind, guys. I will tell you what. I love him. Also, subscribe to his YouTube channel as well. I forgot to mention Badir Ball. Subscribe and watch Sempre Milan. Guys, also, I'd just like to say, if you do see repeated videos of, Sempre Milan shorts and my shorts, I do my own shorts. I clip whatever I have of myself, but I also give it to Sempre Milan because I want to give them my work as well. Sometimes I change it up. I change up the background music. I change up if there's captions on there or not. Also, let me know if you guys watch my shorts, my short form video on any platform. Please let me know if you actually prefer captions up on the screen or no captions. It's a really big help for me. And you let me know what you guys like or prefer with that. Again, we have so many. It's so much fun. I know there's not that many people who actually stream and have these kind of conversations in terms of Milan and speaking English. So I'm happy that I'm one of the channels that people are slowly starting to go to now. I just, it would be great. How many likes do we have? We have 76 likes. Guys, if you have not liked this video, please get it to 100 likes. Jinx, thank you. I will take that into account. Captions are something I always do. Sabrina, yeah, because I'm not saying you're doing a bad job at work, but it's obvious that you're tuning in when you're at work when you shouldn't be. So, noted. I got you with the captions. New York, baby. Oh, no, sure, Nicola. Like if you, I'm just saying if you preferred, um, or if you do watch short form content, like what are your preferences with that? Yeah, longer form is my medium, anyways, because I can't shut the hell up. Um, Wait, what do we have? Jamaica AC. Hey, bro, I hope you guys have AC in Jamaica because I don't know what you're talking about. We don't say AC on this channel. And that's ACM. Hey, George, let's go Racing Club. Well, go Racing Club. Yeah, no, there's some pretty good channels. Again, Sempre Milan is a very good one. Oh, okay, Sabrina. I'm just busting chops. um, Hey, it's okay. Hey, shout out San Francisco, Milan Club San Francisco. Great Twitter account to go follow as well. There's so many good ones. Pacific Northwest, I believe, as well is another account. It's a good one to follow. Yeah, no, Milan fan channels. Rock Award's a good one. He commented up above. Go and check that out. Definitely go and check out Sempre Milan as well. Badir does a bunch of everything, but Badir is Milan Serie A sit down. Like again, I said with Richard Carmen. And Frank Frivello. They're both Milan fans, but they cover all of Serie A, so they do a great job with that. Milan Weekly podcast. Holy crap, Stevie P's back. I completely forgot about the guys. I love them. They're incredible. Shout out to Presidente and Marcello for that, and Vinny B, and Jan whenever Jan goes on. Fabio, Gio, they do great with Coast to Coast as well. Fabio is pound for pound the funniest Milan fan, in my opinion, in spaces. He's just got so much energy. He's genuinely a sweet guy. There's so many great people within the Milan community in general. When you're not on Twitter, so if you go and talk to people from this, that's guys, our friends from the Milan Club Chicago, Demo, Nico, great people as well. Chatted with Nico on the Milan Reports podcast. Gonna have to get him on this. Nico Develis, I believe his name is. I could be pronouncing that wrong, but our good Greek friends that are also Milanista are out in Chicago as well. Yes, there you go, Milan Lab. There you go, guys. Go and check it out if you haven't already. Milan Weekly Pod for life, bro. Honestly, Stevie P is my Canadian spirit animal. Honestly, like me and him are like two peas in a pod. He's a little bit more pessimistic, but I think that comes with age. Don't tell Stevie I said that, but as part of it, that's just they're such great people, and honestly, a lot of what they've done has been to help and grow my stuff as well. I would also say, shout out to I'm trying to think. I know there's other bit and Santangelo is like I am nothing within this space without Matt Santangelo. Matt is the kindest guy that I've met. He's gracious. He's incredibly knowledgeable. He's one of the best and most well spoken people that I've met. Um, he's a friend, true and true. Just the whole experience I had when we went to New York City to go and watch Serie A in general is Serie A sit down real quick. Second favorite club, I don't have one. I am a one club guy. Okay. Ladies, listen to the loyalty. And if Sabrina's the only woman in here, Sabrina, if you have friends or relatives, let them know. Uh, but no, nah, I never really got into that. I mean, there was always clubs. I think it's cyclical, in who I watch. So like if I love the way Man City play football, I watch Man City a lot. PSG when they have all the stars, I tune into PSG games. Dortmund, I love to watch. I watch a lot of Bundesliga with Bayern. I used to watch more of Chelsea when Chelsea was good. I obviously enjoy watching all the top Prem sides as well. It's one of the more popular ones in the US. As far as MLS sides go, I do not. I do not have that. But I root for Inter Miami if I do because I love Messi and I love for this sport to grow in the United States even further. And I think Messi's success guarantees that. Um. Oh God. Yes. I hate guarantees, but yes, it's close to one. Fabio's not. Fabio, any Indian clubs I follow? Are you talking about like Milan Indian clubs or Indian clubs? Hey, best of luck tonight. Germany and SE3, but I guess it's different. Living over here, I don't know if Sabrina probably supports Toronto, right? Um, as an honest Inter fan, we're finished. Dude, the Inter fans are so funny to me because there's a group of Inter fans that will say they're garbage or not going to be doing anything. And then there's also Inter fans that just way overhype themselves. There's no in between. But again, I do love. There's so many great Inter fans as well. It's great to see Inter Milan. It'd be really hard to support TFC. Yeah, right now, Sabrina, I can understand. The stuff I've read on Insigne recently. Oh my goodness, I don't know how you could support them. Guys, I just want to get to 100 likes or 90 likes if we could do that. It gets stuffy in my room. I apologize. Congestion. We have 83 likes right now on the page. So you can bump that up because I'm probably going to be winding on down here. I'll let everybody get their questions in over the next 3 minutes, and I will try and answer whatever I can. So yeah, that's not lowballing. That is not lowballing. 15 million plus bonuses. That's not lowballing with 1 year left on his deal for a 31-year-old. It ain't lowballing. What happened with Insigne? Yeah, so I could go and discuss this real quick. So again, this was something on The Athletic, and they regarded this. Insigne would throw fits within practices when Bob Bradley was there, and then in other situations, as most recently within last week, where Insigne left practices right in the middle of it, had a poor attitude, really hates the way things have been going over there. Is pretty much the entire premise of that article. So Insigne being one of the highest paid players in MLS, yeah, bad. So what did you're late to the entire thing, my brother? What are you late to? Do you think Roma will be using Lukaku against us? Marcus, I don't know. I've said that. It looks like it'll be made official tomorrow, or it could be soon. Yeah, but if Saudi wanted to come in and they wanted him and he wanted to go there, it would have been done. Because they would have offered the money. If you follow the Prem, then anything below 30 million for any player is lowballing. It's a different tax over there, guys. So yeah, just to recap at the end again, Taremi is not officially done. The offer is 15 plus bonuses, but Porto has fixed up a little of the details, but Milan expect the deal to be done anyways. 3 million plus 1 in bonuses net for Taremi, deal through 2026 for him. Yeah. So yeah. That's that. We'll get these questions in for another minute. Well, 89 likes. Come on, 11 likes, 11 likes, 11 likes, and Milan win the 20th Scudetto to do so. So again, trying to figure that out. Kind of lowballed Chelsea because Pulisic again, 1 year left on his deal, Marcus. Newcastle got a bargain on Tonali? Maybe. I don't know what you mean by that. Messi is solid. To say the least, huh? Just getting some more updates on things. It's nothing regarding Milan though. If I said that, I wouldn't be ready to end the stream. But we've had consistently over 100 people this entire time. It's incredible. It's honestly incredible, just like the amount of support. Is it true that Antonio Conte already confirmed for next year in Milan? No, it is not true. According to my 0 sources and also according to Logic and all other reports. I mean, then I'm more worried we keep the players we want to sell and their own valuation. I mean, at this point, Matt's it's just Origi. Got rid of Macias, got rid of Rebic, Salamaker's on the way out. Ballatore and Origi are the only ones around. Like if people pay equate 100 million for a player signing world class, but they just get finesse. I mean, there's so many different things. I have a soft spot for Chelsea, but the money they spend is just stupid, not so great. Yeah, Chelsea had a better window this window than they did last year. Last year was just like, let's see how dumb we could do things. I've been around a lot of crazy people in my life, and I've seen people spend crazy amounts of money on absurd things. Chelsea's up there, but they might be behind my friends on bachelor trips. Sorry, George. What is the question? Pretty good regarding what? Oh, Messi is pretty good. You see, yeah. Inter France speaking. Why is Milan such a bigger club? Such a shame. When this has to be Mario. If it's not, it's someone similar to my friend Mario, who's a self-loathing Inter type fan. But anyways, I said to 120. We know why Inter's a smaller club. You've won less Scudetti, actual Scudetti, a lot less Champions Leagues as well. To me, I value that more over anything else. So again, guys, appreciate it so much. If you have not followed me on all the social media platforms, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow my Instagram at Martino_Puccio. If you probably know me by now, you probably came from Twitter. So my Twitter is also the same at Martino Puccio. Follow AC Milan Bros as well. Pre and post match lives. I will try and do as many as I can when I'm available to do so. But I have family coming over this week, so I'm not able to do that. I also had family last week, as you can tell. So I'm not always able to do that. Oh, that's great. That's great, man. That I'm popping up and that kind of stuff. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Subscribe, like, and stay. You came from Kush. Oh, that's great, Nicola. Kush is what? Did I forget Kush? I'm a moron sometimes. Yes. Follow Football Kush as well for Milan. I know there's just so many people. I'm going to go through all my subscriptions, by the way, just to make sure. Oh, by the way, if you guys have not followed AC Milan, the YouTube channel, be sure to do so. Murasame, Rabona, Adrian Rabona, Rabona TV. Adrian's great. He does a bunch of stuff regarding that. Tactical Manager, you should also follow. He has a great account regarding that. World of Football is great for scouting stuff. Barra Bravos, go and watch that. All Juve Cast as well is a channel that you guys could follow if you're interested in some Juve news. Milan Lab, I already gave a shout out to, as you know, Rock Award. So again, going through all these subscriptions here. IFTV, give a shout out to the guys. They're way bigger of a channel than I am. They don't really need that. Shout out to my friend Mike Phillips. Mike is a good friend of mine. So if you love all types of sports, oh my God, sorry, didn't mean to stop that. If you like all types of sports and all that stuff, hello from Brooklyn. Hey, not too far from me. Chelsea losing 0-1 at the moment. Wait, there's Premier League going on right now, or is this FA Cup? Kush is the man, great guy. Thursdays, probably FA Cup. Wow, 2 years already. My appearance from Rabona, Adrian. Adrian's awesome. What a great guy. Testing my Italian skills. So I know most of these words. No one tell me. No one tell me. I'm trying to figure this out. This is bad stuff. I think you're saying in Italy, you guys you turned on notifications because nah, I'm not gonna pretend. I don't know. If someone wants to help me with that, I'm gonna have to put that in Google Translate. Carabao Cup, right? Carbohydrate Cup, as I like to call it. Hello from Maryland. Hey, shout out the DMV, Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia area. What up, Ahmad? Hope you're well. Stevie P and Vinny T are the goats indeed, Anthony. What you think about Taremi? Sorry, Dark Silver Games. I love him. I think he's a great player. We've just covered it so much, so you can go and watch the beginning of this because I'm about to end this. So I was just telling people that, but I think he's great. 2 years already. Oh, okay. Thank you. In Italy, they say you might. Here in Italy, journalists and YouTubers say maybe Taremi don't go to Milan. But Antonio Vitiello and Moretto both said that there's just a slowdown and they expect the deal to go. Matteo, thank you for translating for me. I thought I could have had it. I'm really trying my best to read Italian better. But I hope that's not the case. I think the deal gets done. Either way, it was a ton of fun talking with you guys. Look out tomorrow again. Wayne Gerard coming on the show with myself and Matt Santangelo. We're going to have a preview discussion of Roma Milan for Friday. And we're also just going to be talking about Roma summer and everything about that. Vito is saying it's all but official as well. Thank you, Sabrina, for that. Appreciate you. All this stuff. Again, I know I'm so bad. You can slander me, say all the bad words about me because I haven't had you on yet. Want to have you and Miguel on for post-match stuff. It's just been so hectic. I've been inconsistent, so I apologize. And I know I need to give you a notification ahead of time, and that's for other people I try and have on too. If you're watching and listening, I truly apologize. It's just, don't even have the podcast up in the audio form yet. Again, like, subscribe, comment. Appreciate you. See you guys next time.